Welcome to 24H News, TM. The world of Chinese entertainment was still trembling from the aftershocks of one single announcement, a sudden, unexpected declaration of marriage that no one saw coming. The stage lights burst to life, flooding the hall with brilliance, while the cheers of thousands rolled through like crashing waves. Yet, in the middle of this electrifying chaos, Xukai's smile carried a quiet, searching quality, his eyes scanning the sea of faces as if hunting for one familiar soul. The strikingly handsome actor, once again, left the public breathless during an exclusive national television interview last night, a conversation laced with raw emotion and unfiltered honesty. Then came the revelation. Xukai admitted that his relationship with actress Tan Songyun had lasted far longer than the public ever suspected. He had been guarding this truth for years, and for a reason that stunned everyone. In the front row sat Tan Songyun, silent, hidden behind a baseball cap and a mask, her anonymity almost convincing. But it didn't matter, nothing could block the magnetic pull between them. Their eyes found each other in defiance of disguise. And then, as camera flashes danced like restless fireflies, Xukai reached forward and clasped her hand. The noise faded. Time slowed. That single handhold carried the weight of years of stifled smiles, of quiet glances from across crowded rooms, of unspoken promises. "I don't want to hide anymore," his deep, steady voice resonated across the hall. "The woman I love has stood with me in the shadows for far too long. It's time I step into the light for her." Applause thundered, but in their hearts, there was only a delicate, private silence. Fans wept openly, some from sheer emotion, others still in disbelief. Within minutes, social media erupted. The hashtag Xukai Tan Songyun love story shot to the top of global trends. Those who had quietly supported them finally celebrated without fear. But not all reactions were joyful. Whispers of PR strategy, questions of authenticity, and accusations of staged romance brewed online. Loyal fans pushed back fiercely, armed with years of subtle proof, matching travel dates, offhand mentions, sidelong glances captured in old interviews. Because real love can't be built overnight, and it cannot be hidden forever. Their journey began in 2020, back when Xukai was still an unknown name and Tan Songyun was already a respected figure in the industry. She stayed beside him quietly, asking for nothing, never adding pressure. Whenever he stumbled, her gaze followed, unseen by the world. Did she fear the shadows? No, she would answer later. I only feared that the spotlight might change who he truly is. She loved him with the patience of someone who understood the fragile line between glitter and truth. And yet, for Xukai, loving her was not without torment. There were nights in lonely hotel rooms when he couldn't sleep, scrolling through fabricated rumors pairing her with other men, lies he knew were untrue, but which he was powerless to publicly deny. At public events, they stood apart like strangers. But when the lights dimmed, when corridors emptied and only their footsteps echoed, their eyes instinctively sought each other. "I wanted to hold you," he once told her, "but I couldn't. And it hurt." "I'm still here," she replied softly. "I don't need the hug. Just seeing you is enough to survive the lonely days." A simple text, "Have you eaten?" was enough to brighten her world. An accidental brush of hands during filming could keep her awake all night. Their love was like the legendary red thread, invisible, delicate, yet utterly unbreakable. Tan Songyun once wrote a handwritten letter she never sent, folded away in a drawer. "If one day I am brave enough," she had written, read this. "If not, let it stay here forever." She wrote of waiting, of crying quietly in the bathroom because she couldn't embrace him in public, of a trust that was fragile but never fading. She believed he would choose her, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. He never knew about the letter, but he had held her sweater countless times, never wearing it, afraid that its scent would make him ache for her too much. Their marriage announcement wasn't the start of a love story, it was the end of a long journey through sacrifice, endurance, and unshakable faith. "I'm ready to live as my true self, even if it means giving something up," Xukai confessed. "Now I can finally breathe," Tan Songyun added. People say true love is a luxury in the entertainment world. They proved otherwise. After the shock faded, Fans began sharing old clips, the way Xukai's gaze lingered on her, the uncanny overlaps in their schedules, the behind-the-scenes interactions that, in hindsight, were never random. Love had always been there, the world simply hadn't noticed. That night, in their small apartment, the golden lamplight fell softly over them. Xukai sat on the floor, leaning against the sofa. Tan Songyun rested her head on his chest and drifted to sleep. He stroked her hair gently, staring at the ceiling as though looking at the skies of their early days, when a hug was only a dream. You know, he whispered to her sleeping form, if I could go back, I would still love you, but this time, I would do it right. Outside, the world roared on. But inside that lit room, love no longer needed to hide. Some loves don't have to be grand, they only need to be real, and brave enough to hold hands through the storm. After years of silence, Xukai and Tan Songyun's story became more than a celebrity romance. It became proof that sometimes you must endure darkness to truly understand the light. In the quiet after their announcement, they found comfort in the simplicity of truth. The world outside buzzed with mixed voices, blessings and doubts alike, but inside their little apartment, time stood still. Under the glow of a single lamp, they sat side by side, no longer bound by secrecy. Their hands intertwined, a silent vow more powerful than any public statement. The years of stolen glances, whispered promises, and unsent letters had woven a bond that no storm could tear apart. Once confined to shadows, their love now stood strong in the light, a living testament to resilience and unshakable trust. As they looked toward the city's horizon, the stars above seemed to mirror their journey, faint at first, but undeniable in their persistence. We made it, didn't we? Xukai whispered. We did, Tan Songyun replied with a nod, her smile carrying the weight of every sacrifice. Their love story, painted with patience and courage, became more than a romance. It became a beacon for those who still believe that true love can outlast every shadow and find its way to the light. Thank you for reading this story on 24H News, TM. If you were touched by Xukai and Tan Songyun's journey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Your support means the world to us and keeps these love stories alive for more hearts to discover.